That's so freaking.
You should
nice.
told me it would,
What?
It started.
I would have come in
I know.
skis
Oh,
free
okay.
drinks.
I was like, what? It's like, wait a minute.
I'm like literally my office about half a block, or no, sorry, about 5 blocks.
You're gonna
from
kill me about your picture, by the way.
I'm gonna need to. I'm gonna need to see it over here so I know what screen I'm like, so I can see. Basically, is what I'm getting at.
What do you? Oh, like,
I need Streamlabs over there.
do you?
Yeah, so I can see any lag or for camera freezes.
Oh,
or
I
anything.
got you. Our typical technical glitches.
There is no technical
Are there
glitches.
none?
We're smooth as sailing,
We
bro.
never have
Smooth
problems.
sailing, so
No,
good.
I add more headaches than we need. So,
That's okay though. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of
You're,
how we do
you're
it.
an overthinker too, right?
yeah, it's the poor,
It's chronic.
it's the
problem.
Korean in me.
That's it.
What picture did you put up of me?
Your second picture in your photo things.
Fuck, I don't know what it is.
Hey, you'll see it. It's over there. Instead of you, it's the picture of you holding bass.
Figures. That's the only time I'm photogenic.
Yeah.
You got fish in your hand.
Tell me when we go live. They can
With
Is that
hear
There,
when
it.
he's
baby.
really smiling hard?
I mean, like I'm saying, it's already been streaming and recording. Is what I was getting at.
I know. I pushed
Oh,
it.
okay.
He said,
Fan.
Go.
then.
I did it.
Fan.
"Go,
Tell
All
me
right,
when.
introduction.
You gonna point at me?
ladies and gentlemen."
It gets really confusing.
Hey, put some reverb on to introduce us today. Make it fun.
We're good?
It's an echo.
Hi, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, cockeyed mosquitoes and bow-legged ants. I'm just kidding. Okay. I always say that, and I never told you where I got it from.
I'm curious.
But
And
first,
then- and-
welcome
and-
to the Almost Legal Podcast. I'm here with Allison, Chris, and the producer type guy, B-Dog, Brian Wyckoff. Okay, anyway, we always know those crazy... Are you laughing about your picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the camera somewhere else, so
It's
you get to
live,
see his
folks.
happy face in bass. But anyway, back to that saying. We always had that. I don't know if y'all did, but I had this guy called Uncle Whitey. He wasn't my uncle.
He
I don't know.
wasn't. First of all, he wasn't. my
I
uncle.
honestly have no idea what the tie to our family was. Just some creepy old
I
guy
was gonna
that
ask
drove
you,
a
was he
taxi cab.
Was he a creepy old dude?
Yeah, he had 3 fingers.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and he always said I bit him off,
I
and he'd
lost him
always
in a
go.
train
He would tell us that, and he would also say, "Hey, you know Connie?
Sure.
Like who's Connie? It's Rita's friend.
right?
Who's Rita? Connie's friend. He's
Right.
over, I don't know. But after the Hurricane Katrina, no one knew where the hell he went.
Really?
But he ended up being in some psych ward in Houston.
Really?
Yeah, he's a good guy though.
Nice fella.
He's the one who used to say that to me all the time.
now
It's
we know
stuck.
where you. Now we know where you get
Yeah,
it.
some crazy taxi driver that somehow got tied into my family. Yeah.
Yeah.
So enough of me rambling. What's going on this week? What's been on the line, the wire?
On the wire.
Is that a show?
Is it?
Is that?
I think
is
it
that
is.
a show?
I don't know. It is
There's
now.
been a lot on the wire.
That reminds me of Horrible Bosses, where he says lines like, "What movie is that from?" This one.
Oh yeah.
In the blooper reel.
This one?
Yeah. No, he's talking about Bender over the barrel and Shirley
Oh
Pickles.
yes, yes.
Look, I'm dumb and I don't know much, but I can tell you a movie quote.
Well, speaking of bending over the barrel, we could talk about Starbucks is banning porn. You heard this?
The Starbucks did what?
They banned porn.
They're basically banning porn, right?
Starbucks?
How are those
In
two
their-
associated?
Wait, people watch.
no. So
Right.
no,
See,
there's-
that was my first thought. I'm like,
I
coffee?
thought, just so you know, Allison, when I read the article that you sent to me, it's exactly what I said. Okay, now.
Right.
So
we're
is this
drinking
really a
coffee.
thing? No, I'm-
Okay, please explain this to me.
So basically,
They need more
Okay.
energy from the caffeine to jerk off or something.
right. Maybe. Which sounds like a McDonald's suit waiting to happen. So I guess Starbucks is preemptively stopping that. But they're banning anyone from accessing pornographic sites in their
using their free Wi-Fi.
shops. Right. So you can't get on their Wi-Fi and go watch porn. You can't go to Pornhub, even though Pornhub also has released that they have safe for work porn.
Okay, so
Well,
what
but
if they
that-
use
But,
that
you
at
know,
Starbucks?
You can't do that either.
No, the cool part though that I liked in the story was the fact that YouPorn has said no Starbucks merchandise of any type in their offices.
Right. So now you porn just struck back.
They lost that. They lost that
Right.
market.
So they're like, wait a minute, okay, if
So
they
all their caffeined up,
Right.
people are they're on Royal Cup now.
I wonder if some other coffee
Right.
company is gonna be like, we're
Right,
pouring
dude.
free, we're pouring,
Porn
we're
free.
pro porn.
pro porn coffee.
Pro porn coffee.
Kind of like when
Right.
Target was talking about like where they had made their stances on the bathrooms, everyone's banning it.
Right.
They're like, I don't really care. You sell overpriced stuff, but the dollar spot at Target though, and they have
He
cute
likes the
shoes.
clearance out.
I don't know if you buy
Kids shoes.
You don't like
What
their
do
Trap.
What?
Trap.
Target?
Trap.
Why is that a trap? You buy shoes from
Trap.
Target?
No, I don't buy shoes from Target.
They have
Target,
nice.
it's the dollar trap section.
Oh,
And then you
God.
walk
They
in
have
and
really
it's like,
nice
look
footwear.
at all this crap I don't need.
Well, not for men. They have good
I
boots.
know.
They have good boots for women.
For women, it's look at all this crap I don't need.
Yeah.
My kids need, and I'm going to make all these little projects. And look at this great deal on a fuzzy pair of Easter socks that I'm not going to ever wear.
Yeah, but
Actually,
you're gonna buy them anyway. There's a whole department of impulse buying. At
No, that's what
stores.
it's all set up
yeah.
for. Which we were talking.
They do
the
it.
other-
They do it good. I mean, they
Oh.
know what they're doing.
No shit. It's,
Oh, they strategically place things in
I
the
put
back
my
of the
belt
store.
bag on and I stroll into Target.
your belt bag. Your belt bag.
What's a belt
Yeah.
bag?
What's a belt bag?
Belt bag.
Is that like a fanny pack for women?
Sophisticated fanny pack.
Is that how
See.
they get away from
Is that
by
what-
selling it for
No, that's-
150 bucks?
Well, that's what we'll call
Right.
ours now.
The belt bags.
Yeah,
we
it's a
gotta
belt
order them.
bag.
Do you know where we could find
We
us
want-
fanny packs?
Yeah, but we want one that's like we want to have it embroidered like with Almost Legal
Oh
podcast
yeah,
on it.
you need like a monogrammed. I mean, monogrammed.
Something nice.
Yeah, I've already tried to look into it. I'm not even joking. And the minimum
know
buy
you
is
have.
like 200.
You got to buy two.
Yeah, you
All
gotta
right,
spend
so
$1,000.
everybody out there listening, we need you to pre-order fanny packs.
Pre-order your fanny pack, belt bag.
I'm
It'll-
sorry, right? These are
Hello.
up, these
It'll
are
have the
upscale.
ball wipes and all of
belt
it.
bags.
Which I didn't
Belt
know.
bag with ball wipes.
Did you know
That's
ball
a
wipes were a
bonus.
thing? By the way, I was.
Are they like dude wipes?
Ball
but
wipes are a thing,
for
dude.
balls?
Yeah.
pretty much.
Which now I
You know
think
about dude
I
wipes?
think that,
Yes,
I
they
think
actually
that
sell them in most of the
gay
stores
community
now.
came up with that idea.
What hasn't the gay community came up with?
They
They
come
were
up-
genius.
A
Don't-
cure to
don't
HIV,
discount it.
obviously.
Fabulous.
Is that too dark?
No,
Is that
I don't
not?
think so.
No,
That's the truth, though.
it is.
I think, in a weird way, do you think that's like God's way of being like, don't do this? Not even just for the gay community. I'm just saying anal sex because you can get it. I could have sex with
Just-
someone.
Just don't do this.
Yeah, this is not meant to
Just
go
don't.
in here. Here's a disease, just to let you know. I don't know if you're a Christian or whatever, but it's just a thought that popped into my head.
He said, "Here it is."
Uh oh.
No, I brought that. What happened? You okay?
No,
Oh.
everything's fine.
No, I
We're
thought
good.
when I get drunk, I'm not mean. I'm not, but I do stick my foot up my butt a bunch.
You have that tendency.
Yeah.
So your foot's really dirty a lot.
All up my
Right.
mouth because I say something right when I shouldn't. But it's a lot of it is out of curiosity, and I brought that up to a homosexual friend of mine.
Clarification. Friend.
Didn't go over very well. And I had a question. I was like, "How do you know who's pitching and who's catching? Like, how do you find that out?"
Right.
That's a serious question to me, and I wanted to know. They said they legitimately wrestle for it. I'm not even joking. That was what they said. I was
Really?
like, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna
But-
have to call. I have friends.
Well, see,
have to make some
now
calls.
this was the coolest. These are the coolest gay couple I've ever met. I love them. But none of them
I
are
was gonna
like
say, I have
flamboyant.
some
They're both
mates.
like just normal, average, manly dudes
Right.
that just like men.
Right.
They just like yeah,
They said, look, I'm gay because I like men. I don't. They were talking about the people that
not
talk.
boys.
They're like, oh my god, like real flamboyant. They're like, if I wanted to date a girl, I would
I
just
would
be
get a
with
girl.
a girl.
Right.
And I was like, that makes
Well,
a lot of sense.
I have one of my most dear friends that is yes,
He is. I love him, dude. They're
and I love him.
I-
He is like
I go to the
he's my soul
Quest
sister.
like
I love
no
him.
one.
We've
Like-
cried on beaches together.
I love going to the Quest. I get good service.
Dude,
they got
right?
cheap drinks.
Right.
I'm not judging anyone.
The unisex bathroom.
They have a bunch of
Always a hit.
always a hit. I love it. There's never a line.
Right.
It's always
Well,
great.
sometimes.
Well, at the door. I meant at the bathroom.
Shameless plug for the.
Well, you're a
Quest.
woman. I feel like women's bathrooms at bars, that must be the most disgusting thing.
Well, really, it's more of like a social scene. Sometimes it's like, okay, who's
That is true.
That is, I know, you think
Because a
about
woman
that.
cannot go to the bathroom by herself.
Right, but you think
No,
about how
I mean, so you
opposite
got
that
one
is.
group
Okay,
of
don't.
girls that'll be in there having like a cry fest because somebody's boyfriend
Right.
inevitably is being a shithead.
And have you
And
ever
then-
been at the table and the dude stood up and said to another dude, "Hey, let's go to the bathroom"?
Yeah, but for weird, different reasons.
Yeah. And we're not
That
even
was
going to
the
go
other thing we
there.
were talking
Yeah,
about.
this is on Bourbon Street. They're like, hey, I found this stuff. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Right. No, but you know what I'm saying, though. It's like it's the total
Smarties. We're talking about
opposite.
Smarties.
Right.
I love
For
candy.
sure.
He's
But
a candy
anyway,
freak.
yeah. What about that? The Iron Bowl. We haven't talked since the Iron Bowl. Have we talked since the Iron Bowl?
Yeah.
We
I
have.
forget.
Yeah, I did.
We won,
No,
we won.
SEC championship.
You were
That's-
still remember. See, I attended the Iron Bowl like an adult, and I think you attended the Iron Bowl
yeah, I
like
was-
you were still in college.
yeah. Well, I was at my company's tailgate. We're just chilling.
Even better.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, free alcohol and food. Can't complain.
Well, I had that too, but I mean, thank God. Shout out to
But
shout out to
I-
the good friends.
I'm saving my
Um,
money for the Saints tickets. I don't care about Alabama football that much.
Go
He's
Patriots.
like, I'm good.
Yeah, no
Well,
doubt.
I'll say prayer for you.
Say it. What else you got for me?
What else do we have? Well, since we're talking football, I guess we could talk about the good old Kareem subject because I'm really okay. Here we go. This to me is becoming like Me Too versus Black Lives Matter versus drunk girls versus are we apologizing again versus Madden has dispelled them now. We've got, I mean, this is just getting out of hand. Now we've got talks of we're picking up. Aren't they? Who? Wait, I'm gonna have to go back and pull it up. But I mean, this is where number one. Have y'all seen the video on TMZ of
Oh, I know what you're talking
the
about.
original
Kareem
video where
Hunt.
he
Yes.
is-
When you
And
said
so-
Kareem, I was
Pushing
like
a
Kareem
girl.
Abdul-Jabbar.
I said
He's
right,
like, wait a
Kareem
minute.
Hunt, sorry.
The tall basketball player?
No, I'm happy.
It's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, we're just kidding.
Nah.
No, but
No.
apparently there's more than one video.
There is apparently
Like he's got two
more
or
than
three
one video.
videos out there where he's kind of.
I just think it's bullshit that they've known about it since February, and as soon as the video's released, they're like, all right, we got to do something now.
Yep.
So
Okay, see, beyond the bull, but if you've watched the video, this is where I go. If
You've seen the
nobody
video?
else
I
is
haven't
gonna
seen it.
say it. This is where I almost say I really wish in a way, and I'll probably get murdered for saying this, and I don't condone any kind of violence. Let me just say that. But when you have a obvious, here's a girl that was obviously intoxicated, that was obviously provoking a male, screaming at. What did you expect
Yeah.
to happen?
I haven't seen the video,
This
so I
is
can't
where-
comment, but I know what you mean.
That's because everybody's a
It-
victim these days.
That's my point. It's that you made yourself a victim rather than remove yourself from a situation.
Right.
You went to his room. You went from all accounts, and granted, yeah, he pushed her, and she was obviously drunk and obviously fell. And obviously was pushed by someone who's very strong, and she was a little girl. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
who
it's
stiff-armed
that
somebody
point
for a
where
living.
Right,
You kind of
right.
thought that out.
Yeah,
Right.
this is what I do.
Yeah. Like,
I know.
I get it. They're obviously both. I think
I mean,
both
he got,
are
he
at
got
fault.
trapped within it.
Right,
I mean,
both are
like,
at
he took
fault.
the bait, but
Because I've dated some psychos in my day. I'm not going to name anyone, obviously, but
everybody
there's
has it.
peaceful.
You all know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are.
No naming names. I don't know him.
And there's times where I realize, okay, I'm never going to hit a girl because if I would have, it would have happened.
It would have already
There's
done happen.
different ways knowing, especially in that situation when you got. I didn't have shit to lose. Like no one's there,
Right?
but you knowing that there's always you're famous. Someone's gonna be filming.
Yep.
There's a peaceful way to
Always.
handle this. You literally stiff arm people for a living.
Right.
Like just grab her
How fair is that?
controller and be like, look, you need to get
Chill out.
GTFO. You know?
Chill out.
Yeah.
That's the best way because they always say walk away, but you can't walk away from one who's just going to keep walking towards you and
Right.
keep provoking
Well,
you.
that was what was getting me. It's like she kept going toward, and that's where I say, you know what, you push people to limits, and I think that anybody has a limit. And I realize this has happened. Like, who knows? The guy may have issues, and
Yeah, he might be a
probably
psychotic
does.
serial killer, but
He
I
probably
don't.
is. He may be.
Well-
and that's, whatever.
Well, what
you
do
know, does it mean he's a terrible football player and he should never be ever attend? I mean, that's where I also kind of have this issue where I go, when, you know, if you go to your job and you know, do something off your, this is like the Tiger situation again. This is like, I mean,
Well, having
where does all of these lines keep crossing?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
when right, Tiger was having sex with Denny waitresses, and then you got
right.
the sad
Right.
thing is when I found out about this, I was at Goodfellas, and and this is,
When you
this-
found out about
Kareem Hunt,
Ah.
and this is a sad thing about society and a funny thing. The headline thing, he was scrolling at the bottom, and I was like, "Holy crap, he got kicked off the team!" And I shish you not, the guy I was with, his first statement was, "Oh, it's terrible." You know, he goes, "Damn it, he's on my fantasy team."
well, see, it's funny. No, it's funny.
He's like, there goes my
No,
whole
it's
week.
funny.
Just, I don't even watch it.
Well, the two interesting outcomes of this whole thing is that one is that the fantasy football league has said, "Well, you're just screwed if you had him."
Right?
Okay, because you're
Right.
just he's out.
Well,
okay?
guess what? I have his quarterback.
Right. Well, and the other thing is that EA Sports, like Allison said, they taking him out
They
of
took
Madden.
him out of Madden.
Yes, and what
Out
they're
of Madden.
and
Oh,
they're
wait, but what I
replacing him.
loved-
Yeah, they're
Did you-
replacing him with a
Generic.
generic, no name, no face player.
That'd be
So that if
funny.
you've already had him in created, so and he'll have equal stats and everything.
Equal. He just won't have a name.
Right.
He's just nameless.
What if it was wife beater or girl
He's
beater?
like-
Maybe
he's
you
like
could
the
name your
ghost of
own.
Kareem Hunt.
See, I think they should allow you to name
You can
your
name,
own
you
guy.
can edit
you
the
know.
names.
Right.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see what comes out of those.
That's basically what you do. For example, when NCAA was a game, they had people. I guess someone that spent I don't know how long, and he would sell the rosters and had every team's person on there. So he went through there and did every roster and put the names in
Like
there,
everybody's.
and then you could download it.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but someone has no life.
Right.
There's always that one.
That's always me. I have no friends.
You
No
have
friends. Yes,
This is
no
my
friends.
research. This is
I have
very
two.
sorry.
I have two friends. It's fun. All right, what else? What else? What else? What else? What we got?
Well, okay, so we've gone through. Here we go.
I have a
All
couple.
right, so I'm gonna jump skip a little here because this one has been a huge topic in my hometown. You know, I'm sure you guys have talked about this before, but I've had two, one in Montgomery, Alabama, one in my little town in Crenshaw, Alabama, Crenshaw County. We've got female teachers having sex,
Sexual
students.
intercourse.
whatever you want to call it. They're banging in the back bleachers.
They're smashing.
One situation apparently happened like on campus at the school.
That's
you know,
dumb.
this is okay. These are 18-year-old boys too, mind you.
Wait, they're
And
of
this
age?
Do it now.
They're
Right there.
they're of age.
They're legal, but because they are
Students.
students,
Mhm.
that's and no. We get it. But this is like statutory rape situations. These are like press charges. This is like, you know,
Right, big
actually
deal.
in my hometown, this is a kid that actually had a really good opportunity at scholarships, career football star, you know. This is a situation where I go, where do we allow from some point, where do these kids take some responsibility too?
Right? Yeah.
You're 18. I mean, every
You know
guy
better.
that I've talked to, they're like, man,
You know
I wish
better.
you know, I mean, they
You know what's
probably are
weird?
trying this.
But you know what's weird though is like at my age, when we were younger, it was just kind of an accepted. Everybody knew it was. I think that's the difference. It's everywhere. You know, that's what you can turn on the news just about any day and you hear a story of something like this from somewhere. Okay, the difference is I think it was being done in even back when I was younger, but it
I'm
just
sure.
but it wasn't.
Nobody talked about it.
Well, that was just it. It was just kind of let go and nobody really said anything about it. And of course, you know, today you hear about every last single incident now because with social media. how
Yeah,
things
because they're like
travel so
Snapchat
fast.
and dick
Yeah,
pics to their
right.
teacher. Like,
Right. And how
What-
does that become a thing?
right? How does I don't understand because
Because I grew up when you said, "I'll show you mine if you'll show me yours."
yeah. Well, see, me is
Okay.
when I'm going
Play
out to the
doctor
bars.
and
I
doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
when I go out to the bars, I struggle to know like what girls
Now it's
into
all
me.
about sending pictures.
Yeah, but how do you find out your teacher's into you? Like how you
Yeah,
that?
what is that? I've never. I
You
do
see what I'm
wonder,
saying?
but
It'd have to be
I
almost
don't
very
wonder,
forward.
though, because I've walked.
Yeah, but you're
into
in a
school.
class full of people. How do you just like nonchalantly be like grab his
excuse me.
dick? Like how's
No.
that
They
work?
don't nonchalantly
Little Josh,
do anything.
little Josh, would you stay after class for just a minute?
Well, I've had 17-year-old boys like do the "Hey girl" or what's it? I'm like the
Bruh.
7th grader's mom,
Right, right.
and they're still, and I'm like old enough to almost be your mom, and no.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for
No,
that.
but I could see if I was like 15 years younger, and I'd be like, "Oh, aren't you cute?" You know.
Well,
Some of these
this
girls have like, no, I mean, it's just. It also goes back to we've got insecurity. We've got people that got like real issues, you know, that are not getting addressed.
Right.
Let's be real.
It's always so much bigger when the roles are reversed when it's man on it.
Doesn't it seem
girl.
like it though?
Yeah.
It seems like it always has more of a sting to it.
It does,
It's
but
like
Well, it does. That's just
that
something you gotta
shouldn't be
take
that
with
bad.
it.
But at the same time, it's like I say, these girls do the same thing. I've watched some of these, teenagers that are
because
just.
you view it as they're being victimized, and a lot of times they are. A lot of times
They're
they're
being taken
uncomfortable.
advantage of, for
But there
sure.
is
Yeah.
certain like very. I'm not going to sound like
Now I haven't seen the picture, okay,
of what
of the people that were involved in this.
right, but I'm saying the
Okay.
one we know about.
Oh,
I know how it all started. She pursued it. So,
well, see, that's what I'm
but
saying.
that's a micro incident, and I don't want to sound like you know
Mm-hmm.
that left side that always picks that outlier, saying like, "Oh, women are genetically the same as men. Look at this woman; she's 6'4", 240."
right.
Yeah, but most of them aren't.
And she boxes.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. Well,
Who in the hell would pursue Teague?
why you gotta say that? Don't need name dropping. I was about to tell you the story on how this podcast name got started. Now I can't.
Okay.
Eight crazy nuts.
But you already said it, so screw it. Anyway, I'm starting this podcast and I'm umpiring a tournament and I'm doing it with a buddy of mine, Jake. And I'm like, man, what can I name it? And he's like, how about Almost Legal Podcast, fill in the blank with the teacher's name style. And I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That's
I like it.
great.
So I did it and I was like, the name's probably pushing the envelope a little bit too far. So I just took it out. And that's where Almost Legal Podcast came from.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was Almost Legal Podcast blank
Style.
Right.
Yeah.
Your blank stuff.
Put in
even though the cat's out of the bag.
Fill in
Yeah.
the blank.
You
Put in
already
the
know the
name.
last name. He already said it. But
put in a name.
he might or might not have been a college softball umpire.
He might or might not
He
have
might
been.
have not.
Maybe.
We're not clear.
Not clear. But hey, what do y'all think about the riots in France
Dude.
about the oil taxes?
Dude. Can you imagine that going on here though?
Do you think our government would be spineless bitches and would flip our thing?
Didn't they get a bulldozer and literally dump
They're
manure on
savages,
the doorstep?
dude.
Yep.
Yes. Dude. that's-
Straight savage, man. We're a bunch of pussies over
they
here.
I
Yep.
didn't see that. They dumped manure.
Yeah, and they were like, all right, that's enough. we'll fly. We can't handle this. We can't handle
We
this
can't take
shit.
so we're literally.
Literally.
gonna back it up.
Pun intended.
We
Poor
can't handle
Ellie.
this shit. We'll
Sorry.
change it.
We're done with this. You can have it.
That was requested by John Adams. Do you know John Adams?
I do.
He says, "Hey, what's up, Chris?"
What's happening?
And he says thoughts on riots. So what is y'all's thoughts on that? Y'all think it's
No.
justified or like what?
You know what's and again, you know, this kind of ties into what's going on around here right now. Okay,
Yeah.
What is actually, you know, the problem is I don't think there's any time where just outright violence or burning stuff and breaking into stores and all that. I don't care what's going on. That's not that's not a justifiable.
I think it is.
Do you?
No.
Let's go party and loot.
Yeah, man.
I
The
don't
way
know.
the French are doing
It's
it
not
is
really
kind
solving
of
anything.
they're
They're
not
not
just
impeding, like
Just local businesses. They're
Exactly.
literally
taking it to the doorstep.
taking it to the doorstep where
Okay.
they make decisions, which I like that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on my name.
let's dump some shit on there.
That
Yard.
was a Birdman reference. If you
Well
ever
done.
did. Yeah, you like that?
Nobody.
No one got it. No, I don't know. I
Fail,
just like
fail.
it because you see people are fed up with just the overreaching governments, man.
You know, and
gnarly, dude.
I agree, though. I feel like there's times where to protest and go all out on something like that. There's obviously times for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is it something in over there that does it affect us in any way?
No.
No.
Our government won't do that.
You don't think so?
No, our government's douchebags, man. They're spineless bitches over there in Europe.
Well, are they?
All
of them.
all of them. Every insult intended.
All intended.
Yeah. No, look.
So I might fit in.
Are you?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you seem like a pretty independent woman that needs no man. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that what it's called?
I mean, I
Yes.
need my man, but
You know what I mean?
I'm cool by myself too.
Right. Now you seem like a strong, independent woman. You know what I'm
Got
saying?
this.
I respect that.
Sometimes.
I respect that.
Sweet.
Put some respect on that.
Respect.
So what do you think about the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight, guys? And gals? Sorry. Still getting used to
It's
it.
okay. It's okay. I know. Change up the demographic.
I think everybody would agree
Sorry.
Deontay lost,
Did he?
even though the card says otherwise.
I don't know. I don't know what I think. I watched the fight.
You know, it's
In
interesting.
entirety?
Yeah.
All right.
Illegally after the fact, but yeah.
What was your impression? Do
I
you
was
think?
stealing cable.
He did get outboxed, but like I said, if you look at it, I would say Fury, but I could see how they could go draw because he knocked him
I
down
can
twice.
too,
That's
yes.
10-8. You know, he's only got to win 3
Okay.
rounds. Okay, I can see that. I want to see a rematch though.
Yes.
Did you watch any of the fight, or you just kind of no idea? Not your cup of tea.
I'm not really a big fighter fan.
I love fighter fans.
She's
To
like,
me,
I'm
it's like the whole.
a lover,
you know,
not a fighter.
I'm still amazed
I
at
mean,
how Fury got up.
I'm all for, that's cool, but it's just, I don't know. I will say this. I mean, it's kind of like the whole idea of if we're looking at it's kind of like the Alabama Georgia game. I mean, let's be real. Alabama got.
They got beat.
You know,
They
that's a
didn't
great
play
analogy.
like
Not very-
they should
it
have.
No,
really
that's
is.
a great
That
analogy.
is a great analogy.
Okay.
It was literally the exact same thing
Right.
an hour later, or whatever.
I mean,
However.
you're just switching sports.
They didn't
Absolutely.
win. Right.
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 So I mean, it's to me, it's like that. I mean, there's always those circumstances that any sport that happens. There's rules to a sport. There's, regardless, it
Right.
may not be fair. You know what? I've had my ass handed to me when it should have gone the other way. But
Exactly.
you know what? Is what it is.
So, were you happy for Jalen?
I love me some Jalen.
How can you not, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
I was,
right?
That was such
No,
a
it's-
fitting.
That was
like,
so
Dude,
awesome.
You couldn't write a script any better
Nope.
than that.
It really
To
couldn't.
me, that was like.
I mean, this is like a
formative.
Lifetime
I'm
movie
waiting
waiting to
for it to
happen.
be on ESPN story.
Oh
because,
yeah, maybe
you
that
know,
too.
When we have a game day again, it
Yeah.
needs to be.
Oh, you know it will be
our
if
Tear
he's still there.
Fest, because you have to do that every week.
I
Yeah.
just think it takes a special type of human and some humility because I couldn't do it.
Could you imagine what he
No.
went through on a day-to-day basis? Okay, from the moment that they said, "Hey, you're not starting." Okay, when you are, I think he was
I think he's lost 3
28 and
games.
2. He's 26 and 2.
26 and
26
2. Okay, and first of all, to look at somebody and go, "Hey, that guy, you're the guy that I'm sitting down." Okay, that takes some gumption to begin with. Okay, but to be the guy that's been told and to stay
Right.
and hang
They sat
around.
down and worked. Yeah.
Absolutely, and buckle down, and of course, and I don't know. I kind of felt like he had a little jab in there in his interview after the game because because they asked him, and he was kind of like, well, he's always ready though. You know what I'm saying? He was prepared and ready to do this. But here's the crazy part: what if, like we said, let's say Tua doesn't get hurt? Okay, do they still put Jalen in at the end of that game?
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to
I
have
don't know.
that-
I'm
that
rubbing off on
moment?
Chris. He's like, "Is this a conspiracy, Josh?
right?
Was
Josh?
he really hurt?"
right?
Are we? Is he really hurt?
I don't know.
or is
Tua
this-
gets hurt every play.
But
so
I
don't
mean, for
know.
ratings alone,
I
that's
feel like
huge.
Brody Croyle's back there. Remember, every
Right.
time that bastard would drop back, every Alabama fan would be like, tears his ACL 66 times.
In my opinion, I don't think he should win the Heisman.
I think he lost the
Yeah.
Heisman in
I
that,
never thought he
I
had it
definitely
because he
think
was
about
never
Heisman,
in
but-
that tough of a position.
but he
to
looked
prove-
that dominant.
Well, see, that's the other part
Until
of the
that day.
conspiracy.
Exactly.
That's the other part of the conspiracy. Was he actually ever hurt?
He's just bad.
No. I'm
So
saying,
Shaq was
but no. The
praying
other
that
part of the
he was
conspiracy
bad.
is that if you think it through, did he take himself out of that game because he was having a bad game in hope with hopes of keeping that Heisman alive? Takes
That's
himself
kinda
out.
late to
You
take
understand what I'm
yourself out of
saying?
the game.
Well, I can't go with that because I never thought he should have had it to begin with.
Well, no one's asking you, Auburn fan.
Right.
I'm not an Auburn fan.
This is
Didn't
Kidding.
cheater.
Nah, I agree with you.
No, I mean,
I see where you're coming from.
He's
But
never
I-
been put in that situation, so how do you know?
Well, then,
right.
but the people's response to that is this national championship last year.
Well, okay, that's 1/2
Right.
of a full season.
No, but I'm saying that's where
Right.
the people's answering your question.
Yeah.
That's where they're getting that from.
Yeah.
But I see your side. I agree.
because he didn't perform well. Even if he didn't get
No.
hurt, he was not performing
Georgia.
well.
Or and I felt like it was before that even. Yeah, he came out a little limpy after that first run. Okay, but not being hurt that bad, I just felt like he was out of sorts the whole game.
Yeah.
You know, and it
And
wasn't
yes,
just his
he did have
physicality.
drops, but
Agreed.
he
but,
did also had
but
some
his
ugly stuff.
mentality was different. You know, he wasn't seeing things. He wasn't. You know, his timing was off in the pocket. It was just I don't know. I don't. Like I said, I don't know if this was. You know, like I said, I don't
Everybody
think you
has
can,
a bad day.
you can't write a script any better than that though.
I'm not taking anything away from him.
I miss
You've
Jalen's
seen the
dreads, though.
passes he can make,
Oh, no question.
but also look on the other side. He has hellacious receivers who can catch anything on the planet.
right.
So that
Sometimes.
makes him even look even
It
better.
does make you look
times.
better. That's true. That's true.
So that's why I
First
had to
half,
resort to
not so
him
much.
in that situation.
Yeah,
Well,
let's be honest
openly.
though. That's that first half of that game was like it was rough
They
to
got beat.
watch.
yeah, it was.
It
hurt.
was rough.
It was rough.
It hurt.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
I think it
we'll
was
just get the
rough,
take on
yes.
it while
We'll
we're on
leave
this.
it there.
We'll just get the take on it while we're on the subject. You know, is Georgia, are they cheated out of a top 4 spot in the playoffs, or is that the way it should go? You know, can you put a 2-loss team in?
No,
If the parameters were for only the best 4 teams, Georgia deserves to
I
be
think
in
so
there.
too.
But there's more parameters to it. So
And again,
honestly,
this
according to
is
those
where it's not
parameters, they did
fair,
the
but
right
it is-
thing.
I don't
There's
know,
rules.
but you're right. You know, and even in Saban's interview right after the game, it's kind of interesting. The one thing he keyed in on was, you know, he said it. Okay, Georgia's the only team I don't want to play again.
Yep.
right.
I mean, so even he is admission that, you know,
He's happy as hell too.
oh, no doubt about that. But you know, and you and I were talking about it earlier. You know, you can call it how you want to. Ultimately, that may have been your national championship
Yeah,
game.
I think Alabama coasts through.
I do too.
Oh, I think Clemson will put up some resistance, but
I
it
don't-
won't be anything like Georgia.
Right.
Georgia's one that says something when everyone says he's whatever his record is against his former assistants.
Undefeated.
Right, but what's his face? What's his name?
Kirby.
Kirby Smart is not just your average assistant. He was with them for 9 years.
So let's be honest, though. Okay.
He knows him.
Let's be honest. Though.
He knew,
The,
right.
He knows how he thinks. He
the-
knows
the,
it.
fake
Right.
the fake kick.
That was stupid.
Fake one? Oh my God.
Dude,
What the hell?
what
I
was
forgot
the,
about that.
gosh? And I'm going, what just happened here? I mean, it was
Everybody thought, what
well, it was
just
so
happened?
blatantly obvious. Alabama
still had
didn't
their
even take
defense.
their defense off the field. They're like, okay, they're and you
was
know,
like a Gus
it's like,
Malzahn
It's like
call.
everybody hollering, "Hey, watch the fake! Everybody watch the fake!" I mean, it was like it was so like they knew it was.
They didn't
coming.
even say that.
And
They're like, "Hey, this is a
They're
fake."
right, right.
You know why?
Hey guys, line up for the fake, okay?
Well,
Right.
the fact that they saw that the backup quarterback
was
was
on
the
the
up
field,
back,
right?
so they're like, "Okay, this is a fake."
I mean, but they were, it's almost like they knew ahead of time though, because
Right.
the defense never came off the field.
Well, yeah, it's weird.
Do you
Maybe
think
it's
it'd been a
fixed.
different outcome if they had punted it away?
Yeah,
No.
I don't know. We don't know.
Not
It might have
necessarily.
been.
You never know.
You
yes,
can't. You
but-
can't really say. Like when there's a missed extra point or two missed field goals or something,
Okay,
and then they
when-
lose by 2 points, and they're like, "Oh, we would have won." No, you wouldn't have. The game
Right.
would have been completely different if
Right, the whole dynamic changes.
the whole. Yeah,
there's no doubt.
I hate when people say that.
I understand, but still, they would have had a whole field to drive instead of just 40 yards.
Right, just a better story
Agreed.
for Jalen. Whatever.
Well, I was going to say,
I agree with that.
Agreed, but I have to say, okay, for a guy who hadn't really thrown the ball since what we talk about since Ole Miss,
Pretty much.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, he gets out there, the kid who can't throw,
it.
okay, and just
He looked-
absolutely threads the needle,
He does,
Dude.
He took some crochet classes, so,
right?
Yeah.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
that was
While he was
that was a
while he
dad
doing
joke. I'm
ballet
sorry, that
he was
bad.
he was super impressive though.
He was all right.
and cooking dinner.
Like I said, though, they also didn't game plan for Jalen. So, which is not that much different, but
Do
they
I
did.
think that really makes them? No,
It does, though. It really does. Because look,
Don't you
how many
have to
times
be
do you see?
prepared, though?
Yeah, but how many times you see a backup come in and just light it up,
A
and then
lot,
he
you're
shits
right.
the bed for the rest of the year?
That's true. That's true. A
Well,
lot of
this
times.
is this is
Fitzgerald.
Alabama's backup. I mean, we'd
Right.
have to go to like
Right.
3 deep.
3D.
4 maybe.
That's
At
usually
least
where
4
that's
days.
my limit on one night. It's 3D. but
3D.
Like somebody. Ew. Yeah. Let's just.
I'm talking about quarterbacks. What are y'all talking
To
about?
answer your
Yeah,
question,
we're not
Ryan
even-
Fitzgerald.
What?
Ryan Fitzgerald.
That was a long time ago. Yeah. Anyway,
So,
what are we? Let's
Moving on.
transition from this.
Carry on.
Yeah, carry on. We got these protests still going on, and from the shooting at the mall, they're blocking Sam's Club and where else? They're blocking all kinds of places.
I-459.
They shut down
It's
the
interstate.
Yeah.
Why?
They shut down they shut down the movie theater at Lee Branch.
I didn't know
How
about
many
that.
people are protesting? I mean, have you
36
Like
people.
20 or 30
I was
right
gonna
now.
say, so we're shutting down interstates for like 40 people.
Yeah.
They actually did. I mean, I would assume there was a decent amount of people
I don't know.
to
Wasn't
shut
there?
down an interstate.
Not really. You just lay there.
Well, that's
I could
true.
do it.
Chain yourself to the off
Yeah.
the off exit. You know.
What are you gonna do? Run me over?
Don't you, isn't it crazy though that some states have actually said it's okay to run over protesters?
Well, you
if they're
have
in
to.
the road?
Because who's at fault?
Really?
Yes. It's
You
actually
get bonus
new,
points on your
new law.
driving
It's like
records
Death
for
Race
that?
2000.
They don't tell you to, but they say they probably made it clear because of all the people probably getting hit.
Well, I think it's
They're
Which
also.
prob-
insurance company pays for that?
I think
Right. That's
yeah,
what I'm
but-
saying. I think that's keeping the drivers because people are having cases like, "Oh, you hit me." Well, you shouldn't have been in the road. So they made it clear by coming out with that, saying, "Look, if you're in the
So
road
if you're dumb
protesting,
and you're in the road,
you're not getting any
Fair
money.
game.
So don't even try and waste
Right.
court time." You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
It's
so it's kind
also-
of like a deer. If you see it, you just lightly brake if it makes it cool.
Right. The elusive white-tailed buck deer.
Right.
Right.
What in the hell does
Okay.
Sam's have to do with anything?
Well, see,
Right,
here's the
I'd be
thing: the
pissed,
movie
dude.
theater, and it's not even close. It's the movie theater right here on 280, not even close to the Galleria.
Yeah.
they didn't have enough gas money to get.
Is that what it was?
George Soros didn't pay him enough.
No. Okay, what happened? What happened to the Honduran migrants? Are they still chilling somewhere? Are they still doing that
See,
hunger strike?
The last I heard that supposedly Mexico had decided that they were going to take on them instead of us having to take them on. And I mean like stop it.
Just
basically.
put it to work.
Well, I guess the thing on that is
Y'all can stay. Just fill these holes up real quick. No, seriously though. What's the? You just stopped in the middle of your. Where are they? Like, what are they doing?
so
Are they still doing the hunger strike? That's what I'm wondering.
I didn't know they were doing a hunger strike.
They're doing a hunger strike.
Who's hungry?
The Honduran people are sitting at our border doing a hunger
Right.
strike
Now think about that.
Right.
and
So let's
saying
think about that. The
until
Hondurans
we
are
feed
already
them.
hungry, so this is not new for them. Number
Good luck
one.
with that.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
y'all haven't heard about this.
I've
Yeah.
been to Honduras. I mean, it's not very big.
But have y'all not heard about the hunger strike?
No.
No.
That's the
Oh,
most
I thought y'all
ridiculous
just
I guess
thing.
I
knew.
missed
No,
this
that's the most
somehow.
ridiculous
They
thing.
are they're at our border with a hunger strike, demanding us to feed them, or they're just gonna die. I guess I don't know.
How about no?
We have to say
So-
no.
so we-
That's,
we-
What border are they at? I mean, from
Texas, I guess.
See, the weird part about this is,
find
and
that.
this is
Let me
what,
find that article. Keep
well,
talking.
I was
the,
gonna say, I
the
gotta
weird
find that.
part
Hold
is where they started and where they wound up. Okay, why do they choose to go all the way over there, like an 800, 900 mile journey further? Okay, when they could have come right up to Brownsville and straight in.
Yep. And also, according
Okay,
to law, people are seeking asylum.
It's a thing, though. You see it?
If you're supposed to, according to international law on asylum, it's the first country you
get
come to
Yeah.
when you leave yours.
Yep.
Is where you're supposed to technically ask for asylum.
But if you bypass them and go somewhere else, that country's not responsible. So technically, we
Correct.
don't have to let them in.
Right, right.
Okay, so they're trying to get into Europe, and Europe, as we have established, they're a-holes. So they're saying no,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, this is the
Right.
BBC, not
So they're
the
just
Hondurian
gonna sit
bot,
out there and
but
starve and be. What's that going to accomplish?
yeah, no, the migrants over there is coming in and they're having a hunger strike.
So we're not talking about the Hondurans.
No,
We're
not
talking-
them. I transitioned
Okay.
to the other
All right.
people, but
Yeah, but I think that the funny this is. I mean, it's funny, but it's not. Okay, I mean,
you
with the-
can't
This is
feed them.
Yeah, this is like.
well, I mean, you're going to sit there and say, "Look, we're going to sit here until we die."
Yeah, tough shit, man.
And
What
they
happened to the
probably
country you
will.
came
Right.
from? Why don't you protest them and say, "Isn't that what's wrong?" Like the
Okay, so
government's not.
basically, they've set up a tent city. It looks like Mexico City moved outside of the border, and The court found that Hungary had not carried out individual assessments of their asylum applications. So basically, paperwork.
Yeah.
We're at paperwork now.
We're at paperwork. Yep.
So are we letting them in?
This is government. Okay.
Some of them.
Sign here. Go to
But
that department over there.
they
then
also-
come back here.
They have a bunch of them with AIDS, a bunch of them with like
Well,
priors.
Yeah, I'd heard that too. A lot of known criminals, people that are actually coming here and that we're pretty certain will do harm.
Yeah. Literally.
So we're supposed to let them in. Is that the point?
I don't know.
Is that the point? Because
I
I mean,
don't get it.
obviously,
I don't understand the whole
we shouldn't
process.
have to let anybody in.
No.
If you don't want
No,
to.
if they're going to come in, put them down there and help make them build the wall.
Yeah, and then
mean-
lock them in.
That's right.
Hey, can y'all grab those shovels over there?
Right.
We're just going to need
Those
you to
bag
build
of
a circle
Quikrete.
wall and
Yeah.
just stand in the center.
Well, I don't understand how it all started in the first place. Because it's
I was
not
going to say, where does this come from?
right. It's hard for me to get 10 friends to meet up
Well,
and
no,
go to the movies.
Can't you?
They have like
Can't you picture it? Okay?
20,000 of them
You
simultaneously
don't
start
have
walking.
hungry friends then, apparently.
I really don't.
Little Bobby the Honduran was walking down the street and he saw.
Hey, where are you going?
He said, "Hey man,
Marcia.
what are you doing?" He's
It's like Forrest Gump.
"Yeah, come on with me,
Marvin
right?"
Marvin.
And he just picked up a crowd as he went. So who's the original guy?
Well, that if you want to believe that's how it happened,
I mean, somebody had to say, "Hey, let's,"
I think that person is involved with politics in our own
an
country.
American citizen.
No,
No,
No.
he's not an American citizen. He is a billionaire though.
Hungary.
right.
But I do. It
One
has
of those?
one of those George Soros types.
Georgie boy.
It has to be because how they travel the entire length of Mexico.
They were buzzed.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Buses,
saying.
Trains.
No, but
everything.
okay, let's go off the narrative that
And I'm
it's what we
curious.
said. They walked. They covered the entire length of Mexico
I was going to say, how long? That's like
in a
that's
month
long way.
time, maybe.
Right.
Dude, we need them. Put them in our Olympic team.
Right.
Boom.
There's an answer. See, we got two answers so far.
Yeah. If it
Even
is,
though they have AIDS, I think that's a disqualifier.
Is
maybe,
it?
Right?
They have to go, I guess.
Possibly.
okay. Isn't it weird how AIDS just came up, just popped up in the '80s, and only affects people old white people hate?
You think?
Yeah. Think
Sickle
about it.
cell.
Blacks,
I mean,
junk-
we're talking about that,
blacks,
you know,
junkies,
not only
and-
affects
and,
black people, right? Isn't that what we're saying?
So this is another one of your conspiracy
Yeah.
theories.
Yeah.
So,
But think about it. AIDS only affects everyone old white people hate. Blacks, junkies, and gays.
So
I'm
you
telling
think
you.
it was like a
You think it was, like,
a
implanted?
planted thing?
I don't know. It's a joke I heard and I like it. 'Cause
And I like it.
but you think about it, it's true.
Like
Yeah.
an artificial
It just pops out of
disease.
nowhere and it just was and it
And then it was just gone.
yeah, and then it's
Not
kind of
really.
like yeah. And then all of a sudden the person that's infected with it, Magic Johnson's like healthier as an ox.
Oh yeah, he got the cure.
Yeah, you think there's a cure?
Oh yeah, it's a cure for everything.
You think so?
You think so?
Yep.
What do
You
y'all
have
think?
enough money, probably.
Big Pharma's controlling all that.
Do you, there's
Population control, man.
that is
Imagine
true.
if there was a cure for cancer. Everybody would
That's
live.
why
I know.
the UN
There's no doubt.
And
Your
then
ideas
how
got-
much money
yeah.
would not go to research?
Well, you know the
and
fun fact though.
development?
Fun fact about cancer: chemo is one of the least effective ways of curing it. But you know,
Right.
one interesting fact about chemo: that's the one thing that doctors get a direct kickback from.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
Isn't that interesting?
That's sad.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's now these studies in other countries that show even, I mean, they're in overdosing people with just vitamin C even.
Right.
And having better success rates than
Than chemo. Chemo is like a
chemo.
50-50
Right.
shot. But it really it's all if you catch the cancer in time, you're good. Like,
Right.
Right.
It's all about timing. But I was surprised. I saw something. It kind of died off, which I expected. I was surprised it actually came out in the first place. It was this, I forgot which cells they were, but they did it to 30-something mice at cancer.
They always, poor mice.
And it was
Poor
like
dumb mice.
a 90% success rate.
Right?
And
Well,
then it just
yeah.
went away.
And it's
I don't
just
know where
gone,
the hell
right.
it went. I was like, holy melt. It made sense. It was so like an elementary thought process on what they were doing. And I was like, oh man, that makes so much sense. Because all cancer is everyone has cancer in them.
Right.
All it is a mutated cell.
Right.
So anyone has the potential to get a cancer anytime, anywhere, any place. You know, that's why cigarettes and stuff, they do that because you're harming yourself and you're having to produce a bunch of cells to, I guess, heal yourself.
So don't you feel like though that our country is more overrun with cancer? Like everybody in this room knows
Well,
somebody.
as I said, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, more so than anywhere else in the world.
Okay.
There's studies on this. They
Right.
show women that move from Japan that move to the U.S.
30%
they end
more
up
likely.
yeah, it's
Right.
huge.
Yeah,
Right.
I saw that
Yeah.
study.
I mean, does that? Does
You're
that
an
tell you,
older
though?
gentleman. Don't no offense. Is it just the access to information, or does it seem more people are getting cancer more frequently?
Well, see, that's
than
what I
in the past.
No, because it was almost like when we were kids. I feel like it's one thing when you heard about it, it was something like you heard about so and so's aunt,
rare-
so and so that knew so
I
and so.
knew someone that had
right,
cancer,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, and it was more of that kind of thing. Where nowadays, I feel like literally you put a group of 100 people in a room,
90
and
of 'em,
95% of them, okay,
Have a loved one.
right? Okay, and then on top of that, probably 10 of them may actually have it.
Okay, so where do you think that comes from?
I
You
don't
think
know.
it's food?
Is it our
Food,
lifestyle here? It has to be.
Air. Hey, my heater box has a sign on it that says may cause cancer that I just bought.
Right.
from
What was
Target,
it?
by the way.
Right. Okay.
Well, no, but seriously, though.
Everything has that
I
warning
haven't
now.
taken it back yet.
But what has
it's all
changed?
bad.
I'm saying heaters.
yeah.
Heaters existed in the 80s. Heaters existed in the 70s. What's different?
Right.
Is it all the
chemicals.
chemicals and shit they're putting in our food? Is it the stuff they're
There's
putting
not
in
even,
water
like,
that make
there's not
frogs
even
gay?
nutrition in food anymore.
Well, you know,
It's
Probably
like-
all the above.
But it was like in the old
Yeah.
days when everything was built with asbestos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then
Do you know? Do you or a loved one? Do you know
Call.
is affected with
call me
mesothelioma?
Alabama. Right.
Call me,
Send it to you.
Alabama.
I think
Messed
you
that
just
up.
mixed a lot together
Mesobook.
there.
Yeah, I did.
.com.
Only you
Call
caught
me
it.
mesothelioma.
I can't talk. I can't pronounce. Y'all gonna make fun of me.
Call 'em
I cannot
mesobook.com.
pronounce Peloponnesian sauce. I add another P and I cannot say it. No matter how many times I say it. Was it Polynesian?
Oh, that was very good.
Yeah.
I always
did
say
it.
I always say Peloponnesian. I cannot break it. It's
I
just,
have my own. I have words like that.
what's that?
Like, well, apparently it's not a window shield.
It's a window shield?
Yeah, apparently
Oh, it's
on
one
the
of- it's-
car, it's,
right.
not a window shield.
It's a
It's a
Shield.
windshield.
I never can get that right, and I make up words a
Still
lot.
makes
like-
sense though.
It really does if you
It
don't
does,
think about it.
yeah. I mean, it still makes sense, but apparently you're not supposed to say that.
But how about we
Yeah,
get staying into the chemicals and shit? What do you
Yeah.
think about the non-stick spray?
Oh, did you see that?
Is
Oh, well,
decreasing the
well,
size of men's penis.
Just so you know, I'm fortunate enough to be from an
Ooh.
older generation where we had just like
butter.
skillets. We didn't have nonstick pans, so I'm good.
I'm curious to see
So
what.
you mean like the cooking nonstick?
Yeah.
We're not talking about like.
Hold on, I'm gonna
aerosols for,
pull
like,
up the
deodorant and
article
stuff,
here.
Right.
Well,
Uh,
actually, they're saying it's a lot of everything. Oh, I see what you mean.
Every aerosol.
Oh, is it? Hold on, I'm
it's-
pulling up
it's-
the article.
It's in some other products though that we
Okay.
use all the time.
Chemicals in non-stick frying pans are making men's penises smaller. Breaking news.
Stop cooking right now.
Scientists have found that chemicals called PFCs can interfere with male hormones and lead to sexual organs being significantly shorter and thinner. Oh, goodness. Oh, my Lord.
See, the way I interpret that
Well,
is
for
it's
some
in
people, that may
like
be a good
the
thing.
material
that is
that's
true.
in the pan. It's not what you spray on. It's
Correct.
Actually
It's
in the
actually
pan.
what the pan is made
Made of,
with.
yeah.
You know, it's
shit.
like that old comedian used to
Yes.
say. He said, "Here's the thing."
Okay, so now we're in a dilemma
on.
right now. No,
It-
hold your horses. Hold your horses. Have you
To throw
cooked
away
with
everything.
The copper stuff.
no
Oh, is
the
that-
the pans that aren't non-stick and aren't skillet? Screw that. I'd rather get a
Fair.
small penis than have to clean
Clean
them.
up,
Some bitches.
right, right.
Dude, if you try,
It's worth an
literally
inch, right?
anything burns to them
Right.
things. You're over there with a damn.
You're willing
Chisel.
to sacrifice an inch for that.
I will. I will. I'm sorry to my wife, but it ain't happening. I'm over there with a chisel trying to get.
Right.
I'm frying some eggs and it's just black.
Right. Yeah, well, what'd you do to the pan?
I'm cooking. It's with this stupid shit. I'm doing it for you, babe. We can't do use
Yeah,
of non-stick pans no more.
She comes home and you're throwing them all out the front door. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Read this article. It
Sorry,
has to be
everything
true. It's
else
on the
is
internet.
pots and pans. Oh.
It's on the internet. You know it's true.
That's like the new way to like get back at your husband, I guess, if you're planning on, I don't know, like the ones that go and poison their, instead of poisoning, just go buy BPA. What is it? See, this is where it's too much to keep up with.
Here, honey, I got you a new set of dishes.
I got you to the dog food pan.
There's plates,
I don't have to
cups.
bob it. I just become Betty Crocker meets bob it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like instantaneous problem solver.
And you just cook every day.
You just cook every day,
Right.
and things just.
So
work
it doesn't
themselves.
affect women at
Yeah.
all? I guess, unless they have a penis, I assume. That would make sense.
Right.
Yeah. So there's no shrinkage for us. Just you guys.
Look at this.
It's shrinkage.
Right,
Stanza.
right below that, we're on this topic. Pepsi admits its soda contains cancer-causing ingredients.
Oh, thank God, I've been a
See?
Coke
It's
person all
everywhere.
these years.
Everything's cancer-causing.
You know,
Population
Basically,
control.
you need a list that's as long as. I mean, you can't even carry a list around with you to keep up with what causes cancer.
I'm sure you
But
could.
You're breathing. You're breathing. So that causes cancer.
Well, like I said, everyone's got cancer in them, technically,
breathing.
because you have cells inside you.
right.
And that's why, like I said, when you smoke and stuff, it's just increasing because you're increasing your
you
cells
can minimize the risk of
Right.
Yes.
Obviously.
by joining a Buddhist monk
Right.
society. I don't know what they're
Right.
called.
Growing your own food. You know.
Being
basically
everybody I
becoming-
hate.
Just move off the grid and.
That would be
See-
amazing. I always wanted
Would
to
you do
that.
it?
Hell yeah. I would.
No, I mean seriously. Like, would you be able to do that? You know,
Yes.
you see those posts all the time that says, "Here's this beautiful place out here. The only catch is you have to live."
Okay.
Dude, I would
Sign me up.
And my thing is they want to pay you to do that. I'm like,
Beam
no,
me
dude,
up,
you ain't got to
Scotty.
pay me.
Well,
Yeah.
what would you need money for? I mean, if
Right.
you're just going to go off the grid and go,
That's what's
rough
crazy.
it out.
though.
I would
Bro.
just miss showers. I mean, that's that one thing.
I made-
shower and a bed and air conditioning. I just can't do without.
See, I made this.
I'm not a camper.
See, I'd have a hard time without air conditioning.
You get used to it. It depends on where you
know.
live. Down here, it'd be hell. But
That's what I'm
I made
saying.
this statement saying, like, am I the only one that would kind of wants a zombie apocalypse to happen?
Yes. No. Yes.
No, like, not just take the zombie part out of it, but I'm just saying, like, how society would be.
Oh,
It would
You
go
mean just
back.
Like, everything would just stop.
Well, everything's what your worth to society is what you can contribute.
so have you
It's
ever,
not you don't have this
Right.
this little piece of paper saying, okay, I went here, so I'm good at this.
So pay me this. I'm good at this.
Right.
Go.
You
Right.
if you
You're
are a
gonna do
hunter and
it.
gatherer,
Well, I was going to say it's back to hunter and gatherers,
Right.
builders.
Right.
I'd be
yeah.
fine.
I
Oh,
like
I'd be
that.
fine.
It simplifies everything. We don't have this false sense
Wouldn't
of
it-
security by
right.
money and all this other
I ain't
bullshit.
going down.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I'd be all over that.
When you that's the part I'm trying to say. Like I think that would be good for
oh,
you know
for society, period. Oh, absolutely.
Maybe-
it would be well. I think that once you got through with all the everybody killing each other over whatever.
I like
they
it. It's a
didn't have
dog
to
eat dog
work for.
world, you know?
right.
Life's too
Yeah.
easy.
Nowadays, you have to have a college degree to prove that you're more worthy than
You
anybody
got to spend
else.
$300,000
Yep.
in order to
Right.
get a good job.
Right.
Oh God, that the college degree thing. I really wish there would. Well, I do. I tell kids going. I'm like, look, if you have any thought of doing anything that doesn't require a degree, please reconsider that $300,000 loan. For the love of God.
Right. Don't
There are
waste any
so
money.
many good trades out there that
You can make
do
an
not
honest
require
living.
That.
Well, it's kind of like the thing I saw the other day, and unfortunately,
Tell me about it.
And obviously, your degree has a lot to do with it. But like, there's people out there who have college degrees who are making $25,000-$30,000 a year,
Yeah.
and there's people who have gone to trade school okay, who are making $85,000 and $100,000 a year. You know,
Well, because
so
they specialize in something.
Right.
They have a value to give, like you just said it. They have a value to put towards society that it's a specific value. They don't even. I used to always say, kids come to me and they're like, "Oh, hire me because I went to college and I got this degree." And I'm like, "Well, fantastic. Now I need you to get experience and all that crap that they taught you.
But, you know, that's-
you're gonna
but that's
need
the
it,
hardest
but
thing in the
it's
world.
not the basis of what you're going to do every day."
But see, that to me is the hardest thing in the world. The way, and for young people, it's more so than it was even when we were young. Okay, it's how you
Getting
get that
experience?
get experience without experience. Okay,
Right? It's like a credit card.
right.
I don't
Yeah,
have enough
but
credit.
You want
I
credit
think
without
it's all the time,
credit
yeah,
for
they
credit,
can't.
right?
I mean,
You don't have enough
Well,
credit for this.
Well, you don't. If you need to borrow it, you can't. But if you don't
It's
need to
the
borrow
double
it,
standard,
you can.
right.
Right? Okay.
Right.
But that's exactly what it is. I mean, that's what it's like. You know, I don't know how.
Somehow a college degree makes you more apt.
Right.
think
I have
it's-
a better
in
work
most-
ethic than most
It
college
shows
degree
that
people
you're-
out there.
you're
Yet I
able
don't
to
get paid for
pursue
it.
Like when I
go
was
through
looking
something.
into getting a job, I saw an entry level job. They were wanting 2 to 4 years of
Of
experience.
experience
How the
and
hell
a degree. And I'm like,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
How do you
Right,
do
you're
that?
see, that's the thing. And see, this is why I am a recruiter and I hire people and I tell people all the time. This is where if you don't have experience, guess what? You get to go do the worst shit job possible that nobody else wants to do, which is actually work.
Right.
You know, you don't get to start at the middle. You don't get to start.
Well, I think that's the
at-
problem with today's generations. That's what that's what they all want to do.
start
They want to
way
be.
up
They want to
here.
start at the top of the ladder and not pay their dues.
Hell no.
That's the problem. I mean, it's like I've been working since I mean, you know,
See,
I'm
I
almost
had to-
37 years old. I've been working since I was 15. You know, I mean, I'm not ashamed to say,
Okay.
you know, I've
So what was your
Shoveled shit.
first job out? What was your first job, Allison?
honestly, my first job was cleaning horse stalls and calling team ropings in my backyard because we had the family farm. And so, yeah, I shoveled shit out the back of the
Right.
stall.
What was your first job?
Mine?
Yeah.
Like legit job?
Yeah, like your first real job. I mean, whatever you did.
I built fences.
That's not.
See?
And then
What kind of fences? Like,
privacy fences, stuff like that.
oh, that's not fun. See, I did barbed wire fences.
It's hard to
with
say. It's
kudzu
manual
and-
labor, though. Okay.
Yeah.
I did manual. I
Okay.
did manual labor.
I didn't want to do that for
sure.
the rest of my life, basically.
Right.
No, me either.
And it's a good learning experience. So, what was your first job?
My first job was Chelsea Veterinary Clinic at the animal hospital.
That's
Cleaning up
Like
cages
large-
and stuff.
that's-
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
But cleaning up cages and stuff, right?
Basically,
I didn't
again,
start out as
dog
a
poop.
MD veterinarian.
Right. Okay. My first job, okay, was taking I worked at an oyster house, okay, and I had to take all the oyster shells out.
Shucking oysters.
Yeah, shucking oysters. Okay.
You ever stab yourself in the
Oh
hand?
my gosh, dude.
That hurts.
So many times. Okay.
That's
But it was a
hard.
nasty, horrible job.
Oh, I understand that.
Okay. But that's the
Smells.
thing, though, is nobody starts out. You know, nowadays they want to go, okay, I want to start in upper management.
Not going to happen.
They want it to, though.
Well, I had to swallow a humility pill
You did.
because I worked
Again?
Yeah, because I worked at. I honestly, my first job, if I with my degree, you know,
Right.
I would have loved to stay there if they paid me more. But
But they
where
never want to pay you, right?
I might sound like a whatever, but I made like a couple $100 more than I made from day one to like 3 years later. So I knew I was coming up. I would have to start picking up my wife's insurance, and like I knew I'd be making even less.
Adulting sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That adult's so hard. It
So
hurts.
I basically got a new job at like a much larger company, but I'm at the bottom of the totem pole.
right.
I can tell you
take the hit.
why.
You take the fall. Right.
Right, but I got 401, retirement, full benefits. A guy named Larry to
Locked
hang
and
out
loaded
with.
that
Some
adult
dude named
stuff.
Larry to hang out with.
Yeah, I love Larry.
I
He's
can tell
probably
you
the most
why.
important. Good old Larry.
Good old Larry. Me and Larry go way back.
I can tell you why this generation kind of has that mentality, even though it's not justified.
Oh, yeah?
But
Tell
there's
me
some
about it.
truth to it.
Let's hear it.
The price of living is so incredibly high. The poor wages that they would provide you at the very bottom, you can't even live on your own.
And,
So
and
give them
However,
incentive.
I do agree with you on
Don't give them 100,000, but give them something to live off of and to actually have incentive to, hey, I can actually make it somewhere if I continue this.
that. Yeah, but we've had this discussion before.
Are we talking about minimum wage?
Well, that's what
Not just
well, that's what I'm
minimum
saying.
wage,
Well,
but
not
I mean-
like these people at fast food restaurants. They want $15 an hour. Okay.
That's not meant to be a career.
Well, that's
Correct.
my point. Okay, it's supposed to be a stepping stone. It's where you're supposed to start and learn. And honestly, like kind of like what you said, I did something long enough. I knew that's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
Okay. You know,
I'm not going to
getting
be like,
crapped on every day is a hell of a motivator.
Okay, here's what I say about fast food people getting $15 an hour. The day I have pristine service,
Well, that's my
pristine
point. They
attitude.
can't even get the onions right.
Well, no, I don't. I understand that shit happens. I worked in that industry, but I'm saying the people complaining, they're the same people that are more than likely the ones you see texting, just
Right.
chilling, not getting your damn order out. Look, I don't think you should get $15 an hour, not because you don't deserve it. It's because that's not what it's made for.
Right.
A McDonald's person, yes, you can make a career out
for
of it.
high
You
school.
move, you
Oh,
move up and you become a manager by
absolutely.
all means. But flipping burgers is not meant to raise a family with.
Right.
Yep.
So
It's a high school
I worked
job.
in the house. I worked in the fast food industry at one point. Okay, you have.
Yep.
You have. I'm
I've
assuming.
worked in the restaurant industry.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Been there.
but
I could have made a career out of it.
you could.
I didn't want to.
Right. But
I don't like
said,
people.
I definitely didn't want
Josh
to. Right?
doesn't like people.
He doesn't-
I wasn't really getting
Aw.
at the fast food though.
Well,
like,
no.
aside from that.
Okay, let me.
No.
I do like people.
Fast food scares me. I
Here's
think
what
the
it is.
whole, you know.
I like people, but there's a lot of dumb people on this planet.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, you know what you said. It's made for. It's not made for. You know what it's made for. I know people that own these stores. They do. You know, when people come out of jail, when they come out of situations where they're just even rehabbing and into, you know, here's how to establish a routine. It doesn't. You're right. It doesn't require a lot of thought. It's just show up, do the job, go home, build. Yes, it builds character, morals, all those things.
Right.
Now, I'm a recruiter. I've sat in college campuses. I have watched. This is what's scary. Those same ones that were asking, they're saying, "Hey, I want you to pay me $25, $30 an hour, and I want you to give me $30,000 to live." I get it. It's hard to be a broke girl out here eating ramen noodles, but at the same time, I've been there, done that.
See, we all have.
And,
You paid your dues.
know,
Right.
I paid my dues, you know, and but it's also the fact that these kids, they show up. It's even how they show up. It's almost an arrogance of demanding, and they don't even understand that, you know, you don't come to an interview with your stripper heels on
Right.
and your eyelashes. You got glitter and your skirt's shorter than I care to mention. And you know, there's some of those things that it's like, there's things I can overlook. You know what? I've hired lots of people that probably,
Well, did they show
Did
up
it
to
fit the
interview
bill?
with you?
huh?
Did they show
Oh,
up?
yeah.
Okay, well that's their
I've
own
had
fault.
people show up to interview that literally have shown up wearing, I mean, things that I mean, and not even just clothing. I mean, it's just the whole mentality. I think
Right.
is the thing. It's you're showing up for a job. I don't care if you show up to do a dishwasher job. You show up dressed for the job that you want, not the job that you're coming to do.
Boom.
And then you learn.
So,
Yeah.
Well put.
I think the
You
problem
put
is,
your head down.
it's
You
like
learn.
I'm pretty sure that this generation will go down as being known as the entitlement generation.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
And
I'm glad I'm out of that now. I'm so glad.
well, I'm just saying it's kind of weird though. I mean, like, what are they going to be remembered as? You know, I mean, what causes someone to feel that entitlement?
Good parenting.
Parents.
Right? I mean,
No, I'm not even joking.
No,
It's good parenting.
really.
It is.
I don't think
it
so.
does stem from parenting. I mean,
No, it's good.
I mean,
It's-
even I have the, you know. the
I'll explain to you where
chore
that
of-
came from. It's good parenting.
Mhm.
That's all it is. People telling you don't want your kids to do without. You give them everything they
Right.
want, and they just anticipate
yeah,
it and they
okay.
expect it. It's
Maybe
not.
It was
They're a
because
because you're
victim.
trying to
thought
do
that
good
they
and do
wanted.
right.
They're
I
a
gotcha.
victim of their own great parenting.
But you know, I've had people tell me the same thing. I've had people literally tell me, "Well, you give your kids everything, blah blah blah," but I expect an incredible amount.
But see,
from-
there's a
from my
balance.
kid. Well, that's what I'm saying. That how does what must the place be like to have a generation of kids? I mean, are they? Is it that they're just being showered with everything just because they ask
Well,
for it?
I think parenting it's good parenting and lazy parenting tied together. So how many people do you see where they don't parent? They just throw an iPad into a kid's lap and that'll
They
keep them busy.
They drop them off at the ballpark.
Yeah,
They
that'll
don't
keep
even
them
stay.
busy for an hour. Here's an iPad. Just shut up.
Right.
But see, when these kids do become adults, let's also get to the point
If
too
they
where I go,
become
okay,
adults.
you hit an adult level, you also have a choice at that point to look around you and go, you know what, parents are not.
Right.
Right.
You hit a spot in your life where you choose to be who you're going to be. I don't care how you're raised. You can either choose to step up or you can choose to stay there.
And maybe that's not
Yeah.
where. Maybe that's where they fall short. They don't have any self awareness where they
or
see
self
that.
worth for that.
Or
matter.
self worth. They think okay.
Right, and that goes back to they've always been handed things, and I do think it was from love. It was created from a loving place. I mean, it's
Right, it
even
wasn't-
the kids of the Woodstock generation in a way. I mean, it was the everything's happy, free love. Let me make you feel good.
God, what
Right.
wonderful times.
Well, it's been
amen
it's
to
been
it.
an
But
easy.
it also has every good has its bad, and it's like it has created this kind of
Yeah.
Well, think about this generation.
disoriented sense from kids.
Right, but think about this generation. This generation hasn't really had much. We had what? Desert Storm, like nothing.
That was the '90s,
right, but I'm saying like
no. Yeah.
what? There's no economic hard times like Great
They've
Depression.
Never, they've never really had to suffer. Right. Right.
You see what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, you're right.
There's
Well,
not
it's-
any
it's
character building. Look at
independent.
World War II, which I
Well,
think is the best
realistically,
generation
we
of
haven't
men.
we haven't seen anything like that of any type of suffering since the early '70s.
Right. That's what I'm
okay?
trying to say.
Which
Like
was
it's
the
been
last-
easy
right.
peasy.
It really has for a long time, if you think about it.
I think that might have some play into it. They haven't had a whole societal struggle really.
They can't see it.
But
No.
you hear the tale from their side, dude. They have suffered everything.
Oh, I know. They have anxiety
In their
attacks.
reality, it is
Right.
hard, sure.
They have emotional support dogs. They have the whole shebang. Like, how's life that hard for you? Is it really that difficult? Like, I get it.
Well,
See-
it's like when my grandmother used to put an orange in my Christmas stocking, and I was 11, and I didn't, or a kid, and I'm thinking, what the hell is she giving me an orange for? Okay, well, now I know, it's like because when she was growing up, that
Right.
was a big deal.
Right. Exactly.
It wasn't there. You
My
didn't go
favorite-
to the grocery store
My
and get an
favorite
orange.
video is when that kid unwraps that present. It's an avocado, and he goes, "Avocado!
Yay.
Thank you!" Like so grateful.
Yay.
I was like,
Grateful.
"That's the cutest kid ever."
Right. I like
I melted
it.
a
I
little
want that
bit.
kid.
I know.
There's a soft, sensitive side to Josh.
I know.
That's
Well,
not.
That
but
song-
there
I think
are,
it's-
there are, it's like when my kid tells me the other day, she's like, Mom, I know we don't have to have a ton of presents. I mean, that's not really what this is all about. I mean, I know that there are more people that think like us, and that there will be that shift in generation, just in the sense of somebody's got to take responsibility eventually, or else this just, nobody's going to be able to do a damn
Right.
thing.
There is some good that came out of it, but
There are, yes.
there's also a lot of questionable shit that I'm not
Laziness.
very what's the word I'm looking for? Very
You're not hopeful.
hopeful.
Right.
It's a really loud plane.
They could probably hear that over the broadcast.
Can you hear a plane right now?
Yeah. No,
Really
no,
loud.
No plan.
That's
No, but that was a good conversation there about
Very nice.
society. But that's where I see it, man. Bunch of like triggered, victimized people. Like it's just
People want to be victimized these days. They really do. I think
I
that
like
people
it.
want to have this like drama. It's everybody has their own drama and their own and some of it is very real life. I mean, hell, I've come out of the last couple years of my life going like, what the hell?
But see,
happened?
I
it just
can't-
happened.
apparently
Don't you
I
get
can't
tired
be
of it, though?
victimized. I'm a white male. I'm
Yep.
apparently
You're
anti.
but you're privileged.
Yeah, I can't be victimized. Apparently,
all still waiting for that to
Remember,
come
you're
in.
supposed to fall on a
Right.
microphone, and then you can
yeah, I don't
sue
even know.
whoever made the microphone, and then you'll be a victim.
Drive me drinking. I don't know. But hey,
Happens.
that's going to do it for this week. Thank you for coming on, Chris, Brian, the producer type guy, and thank you, Allison. I appreciated it.
Cool.
And until next week, I'll see you guys.
We're out.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Are we awkwardly sitting on?